Hey guys, yes, it has been so long, and I'm so sorry for my extended um, absence away from YouTube. This was not planned, but we had, oh goodness, how long do you have? We had multiple family emergencies come up that we had to take care of, and it was so overwhelming. I just had to put YouTube out of my mind for about 2 months, dealing with a bunch of big old big old problems, and this is not even involving the whole virus thing going around. It was a huge problem before that even reared its ugly head. And I can give you a little bit of a background on that, but I don't want to take too long on it because why? So we ended up having our washing machine break down for about the fourth time in just a little over a year. And so we've been told by people, do not go buy a new one, repair it if you can, because you have a way better unit than anything available nowadays. So we had to go through the process of figuring out what parts to replace, and it was a big old hassle. We didn't have a washing machine for about 3 weeks, and this was right at the beginning of the year. We weren't happy with that because going to the laundromat is one of my least favorite things to have to do. I also, the very beginning of the year, I had a little bit of a cold, and if you watched a video, I had a frog in my throat. I was over it within just a few days, but I still had the froggy sound to my voice for a little while, and so that it sounded worse than it was. I wasn't very sick. It sounded worse than it was. But I also woke up one day with my knee hurting so bad I couldn't put weight on it. I couldn't sit down, couldn't lift up, couldn't lay, couldn't all this stuff. Everything hurt me so bad. And so all of this on top of everything, the laundry room to work on the machine, we had to take a bunch of stuff out of the laundry room, which got resituated into the kitchen because that's the closest room. And so my cooking was a challenge for a while, but because my knee was hurting so badly, I didn't care. I was, go get some hamburgers. I'm not going to eat, just deal with it. I'm hurting too much. We finally got that all fixed, and it was probably 4 or 5 days with the everything put back. And I went to go get a shower in the evening, and I heard this weird sound. And my dad had already gone to bed for the night, but my mom was stitching. I was just gonna get a shower and then do a little stitching before I went to bed just to chillax. And like I said, this sound just kind of put prickles on the back of my neck. There was something not right. And so I called out and I asked my mom, are you running the washing machine or the dishwasher? She says, no, I'm not doing anything like that. And I said, okay, I think we have a problem because I'm hearing a very strong, steady blast of water that is nonstop. So as soon as I got out of the shower, we had Dad check on it, and through some tinkering and some trial and error, we found that if we turned the hot water off, the main sound was much diminished. It wasn't fully gone, but at least it was a lot minimized. And so a couple days after we turned the hot water off, we found that we had a pretty serious leak. And so it was in the wall. And so we then had to get 2 access points to get to the leak. One was under the house and one was on the outside of the house. And so the access point on the inside of the house, unfortunately, is in my bedroom in my closet. And since my closet is a massive storage unit area, it kind of exploded into the rest of my bedroom, making my bed unusable. I couldn't sleep in my bed. I couldn't get access to my cross stitch or my crafting things, and I lost access to all of my selling things as well. So if you happen to check my Etsy shop during that time, everything was shut down. All of my listings were deactivated. All of my eBay listings were ended early because I couldn't have things sell and not be able to ship them. FYI, I have recently gone through some stitching stuff, decided to destash and have listed some things on eBay. So if you're interested in checking out what I have to sell, I'll post my eBay link down below, and my Etsy shop link is also down below as well. and I've actually got a few new things on there that I'm going to show you before this video is over, so keep an eye out for that. But anyway, that aside, I didn't have access to anything for almost a month. It was a really frustrating time for me. And we also had to tear down part of the wall, taking off the house siding and taking out insulation and all that kind of stuff. And we still haven't finished all the repairs yet, but we found some mold, so we had to clean up some mold. And so then we had to put part of it back, do some painting, and we still have to finish up some of the last details, but I'm very, very happy I can now sleep in my bed. I can now do my stitching, my crafting again. And I can now do my sewing again. But it's been a very long haul, and I had not left the house for about a month when we got the stay-at-home orders posted for our area. So when Oregon, they suddenly said you can't leave home, I had already been in the house nonstop for about a month, and I did have a slight emotional breakdown, and I did have to cry just a tiny bit, and my light just turned off, and I don't know why. So give me a moment and I will try to remedy that. Let's hope that works okay. So anyway, I was also very relieved as soon as we got all this settled to where I can now go back to my normal routine for the most part. I was laying in bed and my knee was hurting so bad, like I had mentioned before, and I just said, I can't keep dealing with this. It's been like 2 months of my knee hurting every time I move, every time I walk and stand, and I finally, you know what, I think I'm just gonna have to deal without this light because it just keeps turning off. Just keeps turning off, guys. And now it won't turn on at all. Okay, so anyway, I was sitting on my bed and I pulled my leg up in the most painful direction I could. It was very hard to do it because it literally took my breath away, and I finally got this big snap out of my knee, and I had instant relief. I knew, I'd been told by a couple people, it sounds like you have a muscle, something wrong in the muscle of your leg. And I was like, this does not feel like a muscle problem at all. This feels like this is a bone out of joint. But they didn't want to mess with the bone, so I got the bone messed with myself, and I got some immense relief with my knee popping. The only problem is now I'm having to wear a brace because it keeps wanting to pop back in and out and in and out. So I'm having to be gentle with it and wear my brace, and it's getting better. But that was quite a trial for a while there. It was quite painful. But anyway, yes, things are finally looking good. I'm finally able to get back to some of my normal routine. And boy, I've got a lot of work ahead of me today to prepare some food ahead for the next few days. I went to Costco and got a pork loin, which is great, but I've got to prepare some things, and that's going to take me some time. So anyway, I have been well, my family have been well, and again, I'm sorry for being away for so long and not saying anything. I feel like I've been sabotaged. I've tried doing videos about 6 or 7 times, and they just never seem to work for me. So hopefully this is going good today, and it will work, and my camera won't die like it has been. I wanted to show you a couple of the things I've been working on with my stitching, because like I said, it's been almost 2 months since I've shown you anything, and I was able to get this finished on Valentine's Day, and I posted on Instagram, but I have not shown it here on a video yet. And I did stitch this small for Valentine's Day, and I got it done just in time. And I think it turned out really cute, and no, I did not use the recommended colors. I used my own, and I don't remember what they are, but it was just a couple of mauvey pinks and a couple of greens that I had in my stash that I decided to use. And I thought that turned out quite cute. And I don't know how I'm going to use it to decorate yet, but I think it can make a cute little pillow, so I think I'm going that direction. And then, and I don't remember where I was last time I showed you this, but this is where I am on my Lady of Mystery now. And I have filled in quite a bit of her dress in here. I should have been able to finish more than that, but like I said, I had a long time where I wasn't able to work on it at all. But she's looking really pretty, and I'm really still liking her on this fabric a lot. So that's Mirabilia's Lady of Mystery. But the one I've actually put more work into is Persephone. And I don't know if I can show you this good or not, because my light is now odd. Put some paper behind it. How about that? Persephone, I have now filled in all that part of her skirt and this part that she's holding and down in here. So I did do a lot of that fill in. I only have this little bit right in this little circular area here to fill in, but I have been working on her skin, stitching it 2 over 1 half stitch, and I wanted to get that done before I continued working here so it wouldn't get messed up with my other normal stitches. And I think it's looking really good. And like I said, I'm not far from moving my Q-snap, and then I'll be working on her arm, and I think most of what I have left to work on is skin at this point, which I should have left more than just skin, because skin can still be frustrating. But I think she's still looking really, really good. And again, this is Persephone on, what is this? This is called Bewitched, I believe, from Silkweaver. So those are the projects I've been working on. I did have a little bit of progress, I think, on my Haid, but not enough that it would be a visible addition. So I think I'll spare you that and wait until next video, and hopefully I'll have more to show you then. One of the things I was going to show you real quick is I happened to, this was about 2 months ago, I happened to find someone online who was selling a bunch of their stash for really, really inexpensive prices. And so she sent me a list of what she had to sell, and I found some things to buy from her. And I bought a couple of unusual things, but I also bought a couple of things I'm excited about, but I wanted to show you those real quick. I got, and this is all in one package, so I have to open it. This is some of the Country Cottage Needleworks. We've got the butterfly, the dragonfly, the ladybug, and the bumblebee. So it's all 4 of them. So I got all 4 of those patterns there. And I'll put that back in the bag when I'm done. And then she also had quite a few of the lavender and lace patterns, so I got, let me see, do I have more light around here, because my light's looking very dull. I got the Guardian Angel pattern, which I honestly never really appreciated the lavender and lace patterns until recently, but I'm actually really liking them now. And I also got the first Angel of Light, and I got the second Angel of Freedom, and I got Angel of Grace, and I'm sorry for the light beaming at it. And then my favorite one, which I actually just gave one of these to my friend Jillian. Hi Jill, if you're there. I'm so sorry I have ignored your email. I got myself a copy of this pattern as well because I just love it. This is the Fairy Dreams. And she has one of those faces that is 1 over 1 skin, and I just love that. And then I got a Butternut Road Children's Garden. And they're all sealed. I was kind of shocked by that. But then these are the other ones I got, which I have not ever seen these before. And so when I saw them in her list, I said, okay, I'll go for it. So these are by Indigo Rose, and this one is called Spring by Indigo Rose. And it's a little geometric type design, and it's got little flowers and vines in it. I'd never seen that one before. And also I got this one. It's called Elizabeth by Indigo Rose. Again, my light is just glowing on everything. And then there was Brittany's Quilt, which is very, very soft and pastel. And it even shows how to do the different blocks. And they're all in this plastic. That's probably the reason why it's so reflective. And then the last one is probably my favorite. This one is the Butterfly Garden Sampler by the Victoria Sampler. And I think it's really, really pretty. Can you see that? Anyway, I thought that was really pretty. And I was kind of surprised that I scored so many good ones. But I'm blessed. I'm not going to complain. So that's what I've been doing. I've been getting a couple new patterns. I have not started anything new because, like I said, I've only been back to stitching for the last few days again. Well, it's been a little over a week, I guess. But I needed a time to just get away from anything strenuous, so I've been doing some reading and watching some Hulu, because I got Hulu, and they have some shows on there I've been wanting to watch for a while. So that's what I've been doing. What have I been binge watching? I've been binge watching Perfect Strangers, Smallville, which is awkward. Avonlea, if you've not watched Avonlea, that is not on Hulu, by the way. That is DVD collection, Road to Avonlea. And then I've now been watching some Little House on the Prairie, because I felt, why not watch some videos of people who had it harder than me so that I'll appreciate my life right now. So Little House on the Prairie just fit the bill. So that's what I've been doing. Also, I said I was going to show you some of the new scissor fobs that I have for sale right now on my Etsy shop. And my lighting right now is horrible. This may not show up well at all. But I'll go ahead and show you a couple of these that I've just listed on my Etsy shop. Here is a yellow kitty cat. And it's a three-dimension kitty cat with a tail and everything. He's really cute. And if you're not a fan of yellow, I also have a purple one. And this one has a couple of interesting beads in it. I wanted to do something different. But this little 3D kitty cat, oh, they're so cute. And then I also have this gold tone cross with some gold pearl beads, and then this really pretty faceted bead in the center. I thought that turned out really pretty. It almost reminds me of like a rosary type thing, if you like rosaries. And then this beautiful, this is like it almost reminds me of like a Connemara marble type look with the marbled beads. Another cross in bronze, because these beads are blue and green, and they change to blue and green. And then this one is probably my favorite. Here's another bronze tone one. And it has this purple jade bead, and then these beads are crystals, but they have little roses in them. Can you see the painted roses in them? I thought that one was really pretty. And then the last one I'm going to show you is one I've never done anything like this before. This is a dragonfly one, but this one I did with chain links, so it is extra flexible. It's got chain links separating all the different ones, and all the different beads are completely different. So it is very different. And then the charm on the bottom is one of my favorites, the dragonfly. So anyway, those are the new fobs I have, and I have already listed them on my Etsy shop. So you guys, be healthy, stay healthy, get your vitamin D, get your daily dose of sunshine, call on God. Don't forget, He is the greatest love and the greatest comforter of all in this time. We can just press in, lean on Him. He'll never leave us or forsake us. He is our biggest advocate. He is our biggest fan, our biggest supporter, and His love is the best of all. So until I see you next time, be brilliant, be blessed, stay well, stay cheery, and ciao for now.